What is up? What was that on defense? Welcome into the CHGO Bears Postgame Show presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up. What's going on, everyone? Adam Hoge, Mark Carman, Greg Braggs Jr., 49 points.
Yikes.
They almost gave up a 50 burger.
It was a rough day for the defense. It was a good day for the quarterback. I'm in a good mood, which is very much indicative of what this season is. Their backbone came out again. It looked really ugly early. I thought we were going to be done by halftime. The Bears were in the game in the third quarter. But, yes, it was a very, very rough day for the defense. Hi, Braggs.
Yeah, I'm more on the disappointed side. I mean, after Monday night and the way they played and shocked the world and beat the crap out of New England to put up another 30 points. They had 33 against New England, 29 today against Dallas, a good defense, a team that's got Super Bowl aspirations. This was their chance to get to 4-4 in an NFC that, isn't very good, and I know a lot of fans, I understand, and I'm the same way. It's a rebuild season, sure, but at the same time, they were sneaking their way back into talk of contention, even if it may be something that's misleading for big picture, but in the short term, the defense let it go. To give up 50 points, 49 points on a day where the offense comes to play, extremely disappointing.
Well, let's start, as we always do, with our DraftKings King of the Game. And, in a game the Bears lose, unfortunately, we got to give this to a player on the other team. But Tony Pollard...
Do we have to play the music for him? Even is that part of the deal?
That's part of the deal.
I don't know. It's just a nice roll trumpet.
14 carries. Didn't even have that many carries. 131 yards, averaged 9.4 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns.
So kids out there who are under 20, if you never saw Barry Sanders play, it wasn't quite that, but it was. I mean, the cuts were sharp, the moves were nice, and no one was touching him, which is actually similar to Barry.
There were some runs where. Actually, there was one touchdown run where I don't think anybody did touch him.
I don't feel like he was touched all day. I mean, maybe I got to go back and watch the tape. That dude was
like the Red Sea was parted every time they ran the ball. The run defense was pathetic today.
Well, so should we do blame game first then, or talk about the quarterback?
Real quick, what do you think? I mean, we're already talking about Alan Williams' job.
No. This is not on Alan Williams. Who's talking about that?
Michael with the $1.99 Super Chat.
Thanks, Michael.
Okay, hey Michael, I thank you for the chat. I appreciate it. Alan Williams has not nearly enough talent. I will defend Alan Williams to the end of the earth. The Bears' actual defense, up until today, was getting better, and then they ran into the best team that they played all season long, and we can't put. I mean, maybe it's worth 7%, maybe 12% with Robert Quinn playing in Philadelphia. By the way, congratulations to Robert Quinn staying undefeated with the Eagles today. But look, you cannot put this on the defentive coordinator. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, I'm with you for the most part.
I don't even know what the adjustments.
Yeah, that's a good segue right into blame game. I guess you could blame the defense coordinator if you want. I think it goes back to the lack of penetration on the D-line.
Talent.
I'm not afraid to put some blame on Roquan Smith. And this is another quiet game for him. He ends up with 5 tackles.
Well, and
I checked it in the late third. He had 2 tackles.
And the Pollard touchdown run at the end, the final death nail, the third touchdown, Roquan had him dead to rights in the backfield for a tackle for loss, missed the tackle, and away goes Tony Pollard.
Yeah, I disagree with the notion that appears to be out there some places that Roquan Smith has won the bet on himself at this point. I don't. After what you've seen so far this season, that you're giving him $100 million?
He wins the bet some weeks. He loses the bet other weeks.
But if you're going to get paid $100 million, you have to be consistently great every week.
I don't disagree. However, it's hard for me just to say, screw Roquan.
I'm not doing that. I think he's good. He's still grading out like a very good player.
Right.
He's not grading out like a $100 million player. And you can't. Did you see enough of him today on your TV screen, Braggs?
No, I mean, the run defense is getting absolutely destroyed, and he's right in the middle of all that. So, I mean, Roquan's probably going to get franchise tagged if we're going to play the guessing game on what his future is. It's probably not worth risking a big contract to him, but you can franchise tag him and figure it out next year when you get some more talent around him. I mean, Brian Urlacher, a great all-time great linebacker, he was even better when he had the meat and potatoes in front of him in that interior line to suck up some of them blockers and let Brian roam. And when he didn't, sometimes, a guy, he'd catch a block or two. So, maybe Roquan just needs better defensive line, because the defensive line certainly got tossed around today, and there's a talent deficiency there. That was the takeaway I had in this game, was Dallas's offense is Super Bowl ready, and the Bears defense, specifically on their defensive line and maybe some of their linebacker spots, is not. We're in a rebuild.
Well, and if we're looking for reasons why Roquan was worse today, listen, Robert Quinn did get double-teamed a lot when he was here. So there was probably some level of impact with Quinn not being out there, that maybe there was a little bit more traffic in front of him. We got to go back and watch it to be sure of that, but I think that is a very fair, without watching the tape, likely assessment.
Yeah,
No?
I think that's going to be a talking point this week, and I get it. Did we underestimate the loss of Robert Quinn? I don't think we did. I think that there was maybe an emotional letdown a little bit early on in that game, but I still think it's something they're going to get over.
I'm not, it makes sense for where the Bears are at, all of that. And yes, like people are like, oh, they're going to collapse. No. These are professional athletes. They ride the roller coaster of life in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, they are playing for themselves, their wallet, their family. They're going to move forward. They're not going to cave in because we lost Robert Quinn.
And let me ask you this. If Robert Quinn plays in this game, do the Bears win?
Lose the game.
They still lose. They give up 39 instead of 49. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't the difference in this game. It's not going to be the difference in the season. That's why you still make the trade. And you have other players on the field that I think could have done a better job today on defense.
Vildor was getting exposed early in the game. They were going at him. And then the run defense for the rest of the game, I thought, was the bigger problem.
I thought it was very telling on the first couple series of this game. One team was playing by the hits principle. The other team wasn't. And the team that was the Cowboys. They were playing with intensity. They were rallying to the football. They had 7 guys to the ball. You want to know what? I know everyone's going to talk about the Justin Fields not touching down Michael Parsons play. That wasn't even the worst play of this game. Like, how about it's actually the defensive job to make stops? You gave up 25 yards on a quarterback sneak. Because half the team didn't know where the ball was, and then the guys that did just stopped. Like, nobody rallied to the ball. You're supposed to have 7 guys to the ball every time. And they had nobody to the ball on that one. It's a quarterback sneak.
Listen, the Bears' start of the game defensively was straight out atrocious. Touchdown, 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 touchdown. I mean, you can't. I don't know if you. I did. My prediction in the pregame was that there was going to be a human tendency, natural step back when you have a huge win in New England, and then you have a short week, and and Quinn gets traded, and it's just natural that you're not as on edge. Your season doesn't feel as deathly. And I don't know if that played into how slow they started, but they started really, really, really slow. It didn't get much better, but it got a little bit better at one point.
How bad was that moment when Dak Prescott has the quarterback sneak and then slips out for 30 yards? They said on the telecast they had never seen that before.
Yeah, you'll never.
I mean, that happens sometimes, like when you sell out in like a 4th and 1 situation, and there's no, like you run right up the middle and there's no safety help because everybody came in. Like on a quarterback sneak, what? It just cannot happen. All right, let's get to something more positive though, because our Fields Guide, presented by Greenridge Farm. I have to say, guys, I'm actually in a pretty good mood. I think that a lot of things, the bad things we saw in this game were predictable with this season. I think the Bears have a quarterback.
Yeah, I think in this moment in time, let's all hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn notifications on if you believe that to be true. Because I think we should get more likes and subscribes and notifications right now than ever. Because this guy is getting better. It is obvious. You do not need to be a quarterback guru to see it. 17 to 23, 151. Yeah, you would like to have seen a little bit more as far as passing yardage and maybe perhaps even going down the field, but if Velus Jones could catch, it would have looked, he would be over 200. So
I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to, like, as that play happened, I'm like, this is going to hurt Justin Fields like in the national talk this week because they're all going to look at his stats or whatever it is. Like, and Lawrence said right before we went on, he's like, oh, Justin came under the total today on passing yards. I'm like, really? Like, it felt like he threw for a lot more than what that number at 151 says. But it's like, could the dude get any help? Can someone make a play for him?
Right, just one time.
And even the first play of the game. Personally, I don't think I'd be throwing goal balls to Equinemius St. Brown, but
that wasn't a good throw, though.
He underthrew it. That being said, not every throw is going to be perfect.
Sure.
Someone needs to go make a play for him.
I mean, you watch the Eagles game and A.J. Brown on his first touchdown. It's an interceptable ball, and A.J. Brown just goes and makes a play.
Just somebody make a play. Make a damn play.
Well,
Justin Fields making plenty of plays.
We do not have A.J. Brown yet.
So
I have a level of confidence in the quarterback right now that I definitely did not have like 4 weeks ago.
So let's rewind back along those lines. And let's take out throwing the football for a second. Let's just talk about the fact that he used to trip over random Bears offensive linemen's feet and not really have much feel in the pocket and his escapability. I'm like, how is he not getting away from that? We're not seeing that at all. This dude is out there in space making people miss and picking up huge yardage. You can see that he is getting way more comfortable with what he needs to do to keep plays alive. That's huge. And then late in the game today, he's just relaxed, delivering the football. It's looking a whole lot better. It's super exciting.
Yeah, 33 points last week, 29 this week, both on the road, both against good defenses. We're getting to a point now where the offense is no longer the problem. And who would have thought that after the Giants game? You know, it's the revelation of this team. That's the silver lining of today is Justin Fields is becoming a good quarterback. If the defense had held up their end of the bargain, and yes, David Montgomery also holds some responsibility into the score because he fumbles it, and Micah Parsons goes back the other way. Justin Fields could have touched him down, so I guess we have to add Justin into this. But overall, they could have played in a shootout today if the shootout would have been reasonable. No, they're not ready for a 49-point shootout, but they're ready for some, upper 20s, low 30-point shootout games. And, early in the season, this team would have never been capable to hang in a game like that. And now I feel like they are. And that's a huge testament to Justin Fields because this offense still has a big talent deficiency on it, and they're still finding ways to score points.
Good stuff from GM Jake Flanagan, by the way. Bears allowed the most points, 49 since 2014, 55 at Green Bay. Today was the 10th most points allowed by the Bears ever. So if you want to put it in historic context, there it is. That ain't great, but again, this year was about please let the quarterback get better. Let's get a base that we actually have someone back there who can play the position, and it ain't over yet, but it is very much trending that way. And what did you say at?
You got to. Well, I just go back to as you look that up.
Yeah,
2:23 p.m. on October 30th.
Yeah, 2:23 p.m. October the 30th. Hoge declares Fields quarterback Bears.
What did I? That's
what you said. At 2:23 p.m. today, Sunday, October the 30th, Adam Hoge declares that the Chicago Bears have a quarterback.
I think I declared that Justin Fields is good.
Okay, fine, good enough.
That's what I think I said.
Okay. I didn't mean to.
But that's even more like
move your words around.
No, but it's just he is. You said something early on in the season I keep coming back to. It was like maybe it was after the Texans game that they won, but you said You said, we all know what this is supposed to look like, and this ain't it.
Right.
Now it feels like the opposite. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
Right.
Like, forget the numbers. Forget, it's just like, what is this supposed to look like when the Bears have the ball? What do you feel confident in? You feel like they can make a play right now with the quarterback.
You do.
When he's dropping back, you're not dreading when he throws the ball. There's a couple very calm dropbacks. He throws it, the guy's going to be open because he's throwing it so smoothly.
When they run it on 3rd and 3 and they don't get it, we're all complaining because we're like, you said it, give the best player on your team the ball. We wouldn't have said that at the beginning. At the beginning of the year, you'd been like, oh, well, they need to run the ball because the quarterback can't make the play.
Right,
now he's making the plays.
Yeah, we're talking about the Wildcat play with snap right to Montgomery. It's like, why would you start with the
See, I disagree.
Fields.
I disagree. You're using that play is designed to use Justin Fields' legs as a threat. They're worried about it. You zone read it. David Montgomery made the right read. The offensive line didn't block a big number 90 right in the middle. You got to still block it up. Whatever you call it, you still have to block it up. Everyone was so mad about that play call. It's like the players have to execute too.
Don't you think that Fields is better, though, making the read than Montgomery?
He made the right read. Go watch the replay.
Fields was
The edge guy, and it may have been Micah Parsons, stayed with Justin Fields. You don't hand it off to Justin Fields if the guy stays with him. Go back and watch that play. If he gives the ball to Justin, he gets tackled in the backfield.
Okay. Rewinding back, I'm not saying that he made the wrong read. I'm just saying that I would rather have Fields make the read, have the ball in his hands. We don't need to get super cute with, and it's not going to keep me up at night, but I would rather the ball snap to Justin Fields and he can read the defense, and whether Montgomery gets it or he keeps it or he throws it, I just like that better.
For the record, they ran it again later, and it worked because they blocked it.
Okay, I'm will. If I see success with it, maybe I'll start warming up. Maybe I'm just that guy that I need to see it work. And when I see what that player's like, would you just give the ball to Fields? Come on, man. The dude's doing everything for you. Why do we got to take it away from him? But okay, Getsy, Luke Getsy, you are in this positive Justin Fields guide. You and your quarterback are on the same page.
Clicking.
Yeah,
they're clicking. They've been clicking since the Vikings game.
And that's why to me, that's what matters most. The offense is making strides, like legitimate strides. They still don't have a lot of weapons.
Right. That's the biggest.
They still don't have a great offensive line. And the offense coordinator seems to have a plan. There's going to be a bad call in every game, regardless of what you're coaching. Offense, defense, special teams. You're going to make a bad call throughout the course of a game. There's rhythm. There's a plan in place. And the quarterback is executing the plan as much as he possibly can with the lack of help that he has.
The other thing I do want to point out in this Fields guide is Justin Fields' toughness, his ability to move on to the next play, to hang in there when sometimes his team makes a mistake. Velus Jones drops a pass, next play. He almost throws a pick, but it gets called back because of a helmet-to-helmet. Next play, he throws a strike to N'Keal Harry. The defense continues to give up points. He goes out there and continues to drive the ball down the field and score points of his own. Justin Fields, and he's shown this so many different weeks. The Washington game was probably the biggest example of it. He shows so much physical and mental toughness, and I love this. I love that out of him as our quarterback. He's a tough SOB.
Ditto. And he has believed in himself through a little bit of up, a little bit of down, maybe a lot of down. Hung through it, and wow, just imagining actual, real weapons. It's on you, Ryan Pace, to find him some. And by the way, of the trade deadline coming up on Tuesday. So I'm not anticipating that anything's going to happen, but I wouldn't hate if something happened here if he felt like it was worth giving up some mid-round draft pick to help him out the rest of the way this year and just let that develop, marinate into next season. I would not be opposed.
Remember when I said pregame that Justin Fields was going to go off in fantasy?
Yeah, you did.
26 points.
Ouch for you. And
me too. I started Kyler Murray over him. I've been doing. Who cares about our fantasy teams? But yeah,
no, I know. But
the play is to start Justin Fields in fantasy. That's now 4 weeks in a row. He's a top 3, top 4 quarterback in fantasy.
There are moments though where like legitimately fantasy football has to do with actual football. Like
real
right
life.
Now, he has.
Production.
You said this pregame. He has been one of the top fantasy quarterbacks the last couple weeks.
Yep. Now it's 4 weeks.
Now it's 4 weeks in a row. He's giving you – that means he's scoring. That means he is being a positive influence plus player for your offense, resulting in points. And for the record, the guy I decided to play over Justin Fields today was Trevor Lawrence. Huge mistake. Fields has been the best quarterback from this draft class recently.
Right, so
and it's not even close. Just recently.
Well, head of content, Kevin Kadick, brought it up when we were sitting around. If they redrafted the draft right now, is Fields the first quarterback taken? And I'm sure it's a debate, but he probably is.
Because him and Lawrence are close enough, and Justin has the dual threat. And when you watch what Jalen Hurts is doing right now, you're gonna go for the dual threat.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation. I think most people would probably still say Trevor Lawrence because
they won it.
He's been.
They might.
Lawrence has still been good. I think he's going through a little bit of an adjustment period, and that's going to happen here too. I mean, teams are going to adjust to what Fields is doing. It's not going to look great every week, but I'm very, very encouraged. I'm also very, very encouraged by this incredible super chat that just came in.
This is the second time doing this.
Again.
The Duke.
The Duke is the man.
The Duke
Love
keeps
you,
coming
Duke.
And if I called Pole's Pace, that's a loaf, and that's terrible, and I should be.
That's at least $99 into the
I got to do something.
jar. A $99.99 super chat.
Duke.
Number one, can we really declare Justin is the guy when all his good plays were in garbage time?
Come on, Duke.
Which started halfway through the first quarter. Also, hashtag don't pay Roquan. Love you guys. We love you too, Duke.
Bit of a bummer.
Gotta be completely honest though. Disagree with 76% of that message though.
Shout out Tevin Jenkins.
This was a one-possession game in the third quarter.
Yeah, it was 28-24.
They battled back.
Yeah, they should have went.
Right. Braggs wanted the old
Just
school
kick
go
the
for
field
one,
goal.
kick the extra point.
Whatever,
Right.
extra point.
Yeah.
And my prediction.
No, it wasn't all in garbage time.
No, it was not all in garbage time. Also, I can't wait to go back and watch this tape. He had a number of good passing plays in this game.
Listen, let's just go back to the Velus throw. That was an incredible throw right on the money, and it's in your hands. And yes, you were a little bit extended, but you cannot ask for more from a quarterback. By the way, he's also throwing to Velus Jones, who has the catch radius of a 6-year-old. So he's really dropping it in a very tiny bucket.
You mean 66-year-old?
I meant 6,
It's
but maybe 66.
It's that gif of that little girl catching the ball, and it hits her in the face.
Oh, man.
And Velus.
Oh, Duke saying it was a joke, and he super chatted $10 to say that.
Damn,
Duke were slow apparently on this set.
Yeah, sarcasm
so.
doesn't come through in text.
You got to use the sarcasm font.
Yeah, you need the sarcasm font, Duke. He was being sarcastic, chat.
Duke's sitting there like, you think I'm spending $99.99 to rip on the team?
That's why I was confused. I apologize, Duke. I feel like I need to refund you $10 now.
Duke, that's a good job. We're all growing here, but a lot of solid throws today, and congratulations, Cole Kmet. You got in the end zone.
First touchdown since 2020.
Dude's running free. Put it right on him. Let's go 85.
Wow.
Did someone say in the pregame show? I mean, I hate to toot my own horn, but
You should save it for I was right, I was wrong.
I should save it for I was right, I was wrong. When does that segment start?
We can do it next. We can do it next, but first, we got to tell you about our friends at Shady Rays because they never understood why sunglasses were so expensive, and they set out to change that. You don't have to break the bank for quality sunglasses because our friends at Shady Rays have you covered. Shady Rays are premium polarized shades featuring world-class optical clarity, substantial durability, and styles catered to everyone and every lifestyle. The best part about Shady Rays, too, is their ridiculous lost and broken replacement policy. If you lose or break your shades on day one, they'll replace them. No questions asked. You drop them in a lake, which maybe Velus Jones Jr. would do. You drop off a cliff, anything. Thank you to Lawrence for listening to the show. They'll replace them. Even with the strong protection program, they still manage to make quality that I can tell you is really, really good. And Shady Rays customers seem to agree because they have over 200,000 5-star reviews. They also provide 10 meals to fight hunger in America with every order placed. And this is exclusively for our listeners. Shady Rays is running their deepest deal of the season. Use code CHGO for 50% off 2 or more pairs at shadyrays.com. That's right. That's buy one, get one free. You can get 2 pairs for as low as $54. Redeem only at shadyrays.com, where you can find all their newest and best shades.
And Game Time tickets. It's the hottest new ticketing site. Makes it easier than ever to get the best deals, sports, concerts, shows. Let's take a quick look, if I may, because there is a Blackhawks game tonight. I asked everybody here at CHGO if they wanted to go. Everybody looked at me and said, I've had enough of you. So I had to...
No, man.
You want to invite me to the Bulls game? I don't want to go with you to the Blackhawks game.
At least he's being...
Okay, I'm being honest, too. I have some pumpkin carving to do tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, okay.
James Hoge is at home waiting to carve some pumpkins. You and your Blackhawks tickets, I apologize, but that ain't happening.
Yeah, well, you can get in for Blackhawks right now for $37 with a beautiful upper-level United Center Sunday night
Who
ticket.
are you bringing now?
We're going to – we've got original intern, The Naked Truth About Sports 1998 for somebody who really knows my career.
What?
Yes. It's time for The Naked Truth About Sports, Benedette. This was a good show. Mike Chorney, diehard Hawks fan, we will be enjoying the Blackhawks tonight. But any rate, the point is that if you love CHGO, then you're going to love Game Time. The best way to support us is by buying your tickets through the link in the description. Join over 15 million people who've downloaded the Game Time app and score the best seats to all your favorite events. Value, tickets, games, Game Time tickets. Download the Game Time app.
All right. We have a new segment to debut. It's called I Was Right, I Was Wrong. Carm, you're about to tell us something you were right about, so why don't you start?
Well, I guess I'll just lean back into Cole Kmet because I did see that the Detroit Lions used their tight end time and time again last week, and I'm like, this is going to be a good week for Cole Kmet. I listened to the great offensive coordinator Luke Getsy talk so beautifully about Cole Kmet. He's going to do something today. I actually wanted more, but I'm going to throw it under the I was right umbrella because he did get in the end zone and we celebrated. So way to go, Cole Kmet. Way to go. I was right, Carm. Brags.
What were you wrong about?
What were you wrong about?
Well, by the way, I was also right about Khalil Herbert, and I said to take the over. That came in. What was I? And I also took the Cowboys, and I said that they would cover. Man, Carman's on fire here. What was I wrong about?
Oh, man, you just reminded me I had the Bears covering too, and
Yeesh. Never.
that didn't
Never a
happen.
doubt.
Let me think. What was I wrong
What was
about?
Carm wrong about?
I said there'd be a letdown. Was right about that.
So
I mean,
many
I don't know. I got to think about what I was wrong
You
about.
were right about everything.
I was-
I'll tell you what I was right about. I was right about the Bears not being able to stop the run at all today.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't, and that's basically what I expect. I mean, I didn't think they'd give up 49 points, but I didn't think they'd be able to stop the run. They didn't.
I'll tell you where I was
wrong about pretty much everything else. I think I sat here on the pregame. I said low-scoring game, 19-16. I didn't start Justin Fields in fantasy. That was a mistake. I thought it was a terrible matchup from that standpoint.
Said the Cowboys would win, so you got that right.
I did. I had the Bears covering. I was wrong about that, so.
I'll throw in the I was wrong. On the offensive line, I was way more worried about Riley Reef. We barely heard his name today, so pending watching the film, I think he passed the test.
Give up that one sack to Lawrence.
But overall, I think the O-line played considering everything, a pretty decent game today.
Yeah, you put up 29 points, I would say so. I wasn't right about much. I mean, obviously I picked the Cowboys to win, but had a much closer margin of victory for the Cowboys than what ended up being the case. So ultimately was wrong about the blowout. Was wrong about how many points would be scored in the third quarter. Tried to give you a second half over-under. I think that still would have been eclipsed had that not been locked on DraftKings. I was wrong about the potential to stop the run today. It was one of my most important keys. I thought with Ezekiel Elliott out, that change of pace back, the dual threat back, they've had that cooking all year with Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. They didn't miss Zeke one bit today. So I guess those were the things I was wrong about. One thing I would like to say that I was right about, I don't know if we didn't talk about it in pregame or anything like that, but dating back to last year at the start of camp, I said Khalil Herbert was a player at camp before anybody said he was a player. I was right about that.
You damn ass were.
I don't have an issue with David Montgomery. We were joking around during the game about it. But to me, the more they play, the more it's obvious, and I know Bears fans hate hearing this, but it's just more that it's obvious they are not going to pay David Montgomery. Khalil Herbert is just as good a back as David Montgomery is. David has different traits that he's better at than Khalil Herbert, but Khalil Herbert is just as talented, and you just simply do not pay running backs top dollar. Of course, if he takes a team-friendly deal, that could change the circumstances about bringing – I'm not saying I don't want him on my football team. I'm just saying it's not going to be a big need to pay him, and he's probably going to get paid elsewhere. But the reason that is the case is because Khalil Herbert is a very talented player, and I was right about that.
I'm not 100% certain that I agree with they won't pay him and that he's going to get the money elsewhere and that he's going to become cost prohibitive. But if you are right about that, trade deadline Tuesday, it would be a huge blow to that locker room, and I don't think they'll do it. But if that is how they're thinking, then they should deal him.
First of all, I think we're just kind of looking at this wrong. Like, is anyone out there saying David Montgomery should get top dollar for running back?
Right.
Is anybody?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Anybody.
Right. No one.
Nobody thinks he's top. No one thinks he's a top end running back.
The league is not going to pay him, which is why I think he'll end up here.
So if there's what contract is he going to get out there that blows anyone away?
Exactly.
Honestly, the team that's in the best position to sign David Montgomery is the Bears and their $120+ million salary cap space that they have. So I think there is a chance David Montgomery can be here in the future without breaking a huge bank, because even if he does get all the way to the free agent market, I don't think there's going to be some deal that just blows you away. He doesn't even produce like one of the top running backs in the league.
He looks nothing like Tony Pollard. Nothing.
But I say all that with what I'm getting at is they should bring him back.
Right.
Because I think that what he does that Khalil Herbert doesn't, we were talking about this during the game. David Montgomery always gets that extra yard. Always. And if there's one flaw for me in Khalil Herbert's game right now is he doesn't always get the extra. In fact, there's many runs where I'm like, he should have gotten 2 more yards.
Yeah, that 3rd and 1.
I thought that was 3rd and 1 the whole time. It was actually 3rd and 3.
Yeah.
I was like, how did he? What? How was I didn't understand that, and it was because Khalil Herbert apparently stepped out of bounds before he should have. So I think there is a world in which David Montgomery can still be on his team.
I guess the question is the price tag, because I like what he brings to the team. I like the 1-2 punch with Montgomery and Herbert and how they offset each other. It's just a matter of what he's going to cost, and that I don't know. I truly don't. And to your point, I don't know what the running back trade market is, but if I'll put it to you, Adam, since you're so hardlined and saying that the Bears should bring David Montgomery back, if the Buffalo Bills offer a 22nd-round pick for David Montgomery, are you making the trade?
Oh, yeah, for a 2nd-round pick.
5 seconds.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, because the Bills' 2nd-round pick will be what? Pick number 64?
True.
Something like that.
Just like something to keep in mind with the Eagles trade. But
you know what scares me about the whole I would trade this for draft pick thing, and you look at the success that pulls out. Well, you got Braxton Jones and you got Dominic Robinson. I've said all this, and you got Trenton Gill. I've even put in there in the 7th round. But you're not always going to hit.
Yeah, he also got Velus.
Right. So there, and then there's Velus in the 3rd round. But look, you want picks. You have to believe in your GM. And if somebody, I just don't think anyone's given it a 2nd-round pick. I'm not trading him for a 4th.
I don't either, but I'm just saying the Bills are in a win the Super Bowl right now this year.
Maybe they would. Hey, listen, that would be the type of team that would do it.
Right.
That would be crazy. A 2nd-round pick.
Well, for them, it's the 64th pick, which
you could
might
still
as well
go
be the top of the
and then you could
round.
still go sign them in the offseason.
Right. I love cake and eat it too.
Like, wow, that would be
I mean, they could go. They're not going to do this, but they could go bring back Robert Quinn. The Eagles already said we're not bringing him back. This is a 1-year rental, and the Bears are going to pay for it, and we'll give you a 4th-round draft pick. He's free as a bird if you want to bring him back.
We have. I want to get some super chats, but first there's a tweet here from Will DeWitt. He's not able to join us on the show today, but he had this great tweet, so I want to make sure we put it in here. This is Justin Fields since the quote-unquote mini-bye, so really the last 2 games, but 330 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 142 rushing yards over those 2 games, 2 rushing touchdowns. So it's 472 total yards of offense and 5 touchdowns. That is a huge step in the right direction over the last 2 games.
I mean, if you polled Bears fans right now, went around the city, who believes in Fields, who doesn't believe in Fields, what is the ratio right now? Is that 90% to 10%?
I mean, it's a big change from even a month ago.
Huge change.
Right?
Huge movement.
Yeah.
Right.
We are in a...
Both those games on the road, too. I mean, against good teams. It's not like it was, a home and a road split and 2 crappy teams. I know the Patriots have offensive struggles, but defensively, they're a good team.
Yeah, it's... I'm telling you, this is what it's supposed to look like this season. Right? Like, he's not a superstar yet. He's not playing like, one of the top quarterbacks in the league. No one's saying that. But this was the progress that everybody was hoping to see this season. And now you just got to keep it going.
And the Dolphins gave up 30-plus points or something like that to the Detroit Lions here today, and now they come to Soldier Field. So now you're not on the road. Now you're at home against a team that gave up quite a bit of points to the Lions.
So practice calling a win already.
Well, I definitely feel good about how many points they're going to put up. I need that defense to bounce back next week in a big way.
So come out to the tailgate. Get ready for the game.
That's a segue.
And then watch Justin Fields drop 400 yards of offense and 6 touchdowns on the Dolphins.
Early ahead for next week, I will be picking the Bears to win that football game, and it'll just be by how much?
Wow.
Let's go.
Jesus.
Giving away your picks.
I think there's going to be a major Alan Williams with the defense. Hey, Robert Quinn is gone. You guys are going to have to step into the void, and I expect you to do it now, and I expect you to be there for the Chicago Bears versus Miami Dolphins game and the official CHGO tailgate, the best in the city, all food and drinks included with the ticket. We'll see you at 8 a.m., Roosevelt in Michigan. Brian Souter, who made money off of my Khalil Herbert thing, who's in the chat, you better be there too. You live in the neighborhood. Let's go.
AllCHGO.com.
All CHGO.
We got people coming all the way from Israel to come to this tailgate.
Confirmed.
So
Let's
if you're
go.
in the city,
As confirmed.
no excuses. Get out there. We'll have breakfast, food, and drink, and then we'll have the tailgate specials that you're always used to as far as leading you to the game.
And as ever, however lubed up that you want to be going into the game, it'll be there for you. Don't drink and drive.
Let's
DD.
Let's fly through some of these super chats right now. DD's got a $10 super chat saying JF1 is the guy taking a shot of Malort in his honor.
Way to do your Sunday right, DD.
You have at that, Malort.
Yeah, I will not have that Malort.
We'll leave you to it, DD.
I will.
He's not DDing if he's drinking
How
Malort.
you DD Malort guy?
Well, DD could stand for a lot of things.
In honor of DD, though, when I get home,
Drunk and disorderly also is DD.
and I'm carving those pumpkins later, I will pour some of the Crown you left me last week.
There you go.
And the Woodford Reserve you left me.
What a night for you.
Right?
Let's have
carve some pumpkins.
Let's have a pumpkin.
Can I just make a quick suggestion that you do that after carving pumpkins? The pumpkin, the knife and the pumpkins. It's a weird, not easy. You don't want
You got to be careful.
That's
go
true.
right through your
I should
hand.
show you the Bulls pumpkin that I did last year. You'd be very impressed by it.
Okay, I can't wait.
I believe in your skills, buddy.
We have high standards. There's no way in hell I'm going to do something that complicated tonight. I'm going to do something nice and easy, a couple triangles and a smiley face maybe.
Yeah, the whole the creative land that you're living in right now, even doing that is way above my pay scale over here.
Lawrence, can you read some of these super chats?
Oh, sure. This
Thank
is
you.
from Anthony Ortiz. He says, can we talk about how Fields is looking like the best QB out of his draft class? 120 passer rating, 3 tutties. God, bleep, bear down.
Anthony, you're with us. I'm assuming you wrote that before we started talking about it, but you're right. Bear down indeed. He's doing it. It's awesome to see.
We have a poll up, CHGO_Bears on Twitter. Just went out. Early results, but it's basically, do you approve? It's an approval rating for Justin Fields so far in election season. 94%.
There it is. There it
LFG.
is.
94%.
All right, Bird is the word. $5 super chat.
Is this Demir Bird who had a big day for the Falcons?
Justin Fields is getting better and better every week, but if we had real playmakers at the wide receiver position, the game would have been a lot closer.
You know what I did like today on the playmakers was Darnell Mooney and Fields look like they're back on the same page, at least a lot more of the time, so that was good to see. But you are right, sir. More playmakers good. Braggs, you look like you want to say something.
No, the offense did their job today. Sure, if they have more playmakers, maybe they put up more points. They need talent on both sides of the ball too. I mean, they need talent on that defensive line. Obviously, I mean, I think one of the other questions, I'm sure we'll get to it. It might have been a super chat. Yeah, it is at the top. Bear Forever 14. What's the first position the Bears must address? I mean, obviously, it
Great question.
depends on where you fall in the draft, but I want it desperately to be wide receiver. But the Bears also do need a lot of help on the defensive line. For today, the Bears scored enough on offense with Pettis and St. Brown and Cole Kmet. They did their job. It was the defense that didn't do enough today to hold up their end of the bargain and make this a game. So, but ultimately, I want more offense. I need a wide receiver for Justin Fields to help Mooney.
Just picture like what you've seen from Fields the last couple weeks with two other amazing receivers on the field.
Right.
Like get one in free agency, get one in the draft. They have one wide receiver right now that can adjust to balls in the air and help a quarterback when the ball's not always perfectly thrown. Like the opening play to EQ. Definitely underthrown, probably by 2 yards, more than it should be ever missed. But, like, Mooney could have adjusted to that ball in the air and potentially caught it. Nobody else on the team can. And that's the problem right now. Okay, so you can't always – why do you think that goal ball went to EQ? Why do you think the other one went to Velus Jones? Right? Because they're shifting all their attention to Darnell Mooney. So you add two more wide receivers to this team that can go up and get the ball, adjust to it when it's not perfectly thrown. Now you can get Mooney the ball more in those situations. Now you have these guys that can go up and help Justin Fields when it's not perfectly thrown. What he's doing right now is really impressive. You add two more electric wide receivers, guys like that who can actually make plays for you. Make a play. Make a damn play. Like, how many times did I say that during the game today?
A lot. It was annoying after a while.
Then you're going to see, if you wonder like why Justin Fields' passing yards aren't higher, there's a huge reason right there why they're not higher.
And I agree with everything you just said. And, hey, Ryan Poles, congratulations. I'm announcing you the winner on your 7th round trade draft pick for N'Keal Harry. For a 7th round pick, dude's big, dude's in the end zone, Fields is finding him. I'm interested to see more.
He looks like a legitimate option for Justin Fields, another big body that they sorely need because all they have is Cole Kmet, who just found his way into the end zone as well today.
Exactly, like nothing exactly looks like that on the Bears roster. Like, oh, there's a big dude who's able to create a little. I'm more physical than you, and you can just throw it to me right here. I've got the defender boxed out. Throw me the ball. It's a touchdown. There it is. Very nice. Good job. Let's see if he can get a little bit better here and contribute more as we go along. But that was good to see today.
All right, what else we got here?
All right, this is from John Davis. He says that, let me hit publish. There we go. Justin played an amazing game and did his job. Roquan can't say he wants to reset the market and then do a Danny Phantom impersonation and go ghost.
Ghost.
Roquan's going to hear it this week, right?
It's just, I'm sure when I go back and watch the tape, it'll be better than I thought, but like.
Will it?
I don't think so. They gave up 42 points on defense. I mean, Oso's in the chat saying, why aren't we talking about Alan Williams? And this is one point I will agree with him on. Alan Williams' scheme in the first half has been killing us all season long. We always try to look on the bright side or the silver lining. At least I do as a fan. And their second half adjustments have been great all year, but he's 100% correct. And there's very few games this season, maybe short of the Patriots and Washington games, where the defense consistently comes out flat, not ready to play. They do make the adjustments for the most part, except for today. Today was the first time they just completely got their doors blown off. But for the most part, whatever the game plan is, and the thing that was frustrating for me as a fan, and that's why I'd love to get in Corey Wooten's here. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of thoughts on this tomorrow with you guys at noon, is I didn't really know what the adjustment could be for today. Like the Giants game, it was obvious. Stop the play action rollout with the quarterback, Daniel Jones. With the Vikings, it was obvious. Stop playing off Justin Jefferson. Get on him, jam him, do something to slow his route up. Today, the Cowboys offense was beating the Bears in every facet of the game. Throwing, passing, quarterbacks, designed runs. My head was spinning by the end of the day, and I can't tell you what they could have done to slow that Dallas offense down. I just think it was a talent disparity.
Good point. Because the one thing I think we just got to keep the Cowboys are good. I should have used that for I was right, I was wrong, that part of the segment. Because that was one thing I did say in the pregame show. Like, I guess it's part of why I'm not freaking out about this loss. I mean, the 49 points, it's bad. I've kind of thought all season that I wasn't completely sold on this defense with some of the stats that have been out there, like them only giving up 5 points in the second half on average. There's some flaws here. But let's just point out, this was the best team they've played this season.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure it's close. Like the Vikings are the next best team probably.
Yep.
Okay, the 49ers, like, I don't know, they're okay. Like, this Cowboys team is legitimately good, okay? And once again, I mean, they have holes on the roster, the Bears do. And when they play these good teams, they're probably going to have 2 more games like this, I can envision, coming up in this season. The Eagles and the Bills.
Yep.
Like, those are just going to be 2 games we're going to go in there and say, yeah, they're probably just going to lose. They just don't quite have that much talent to hang. There's going to be other games, maybe against the Vikings, that they can potentially pull out. The Dolphins. There's going to be other games they have a legitimate chance to win. And even in this one, they had it down to 4 points, 4 or 5. 5 points.
5, because they didn't take the dang extra point.
In the third quarter.
Listen, not to completely blow up the Cowboys because it kind of makes me nauseous, but they were winning games with Cooper Rush.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't know how you couldn't have been impressed by that.
I mean, they didn't. They lost their quarterback and they didn't miss a beat. And they had some people on this show wondering out loud if Cooper Rush was better than Justin Fields. I don't know who said that, but whoever did, erase that tape. Listen,
You tweeted it. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think I tweeted it. I don't think I tweeted.
Oh, you better delete that receipt
tweet
if that's
right
out
now.
there.
Well, good thing we're gonna have an edit button on Twitter.
Oh, it was like during a game, and you were
Yes.
like, "Should I tweet this?" And I was like,
Let's put an edit button on there
don't
so
know. And then
everybody
I-
can lie about what they tweeted. That's a good idea.
and then I think you threw another interception, and then I think you tweeted it.
Did I say I give up on Cooper? I hope I did.
I don't know.
I don't think I ever tweeted. But
Maybe you
but
didn't tweet.
yeah,
You were smart.
Braggs, don't go down there.
fine with
All
that.
you're gonna see is brilliance on my tweets. That's what you're gonna find. All right, let's let me pick out a super chat. Can I?
Oh, please do.
Let's see here. Bear Forever 14. I'm happy about the performance with Justin Fields, but my God, that defensive performance made me so mad today. What the hell was that? Bear Forever 14, just know that you're not alone. There is perhaps a support group being formed right now for the Bears defense the rest of the season.
We're going to meet at the House of Pancakes on Wednesdays for
IHOP?
the intervention.
What about a Walker Brothers? Can we go upper level? Get the
Yeah. Intervention meeting on Wednesdays, the Waffle House.
German pancake with lemon and some powdered sugar.
The
So
other
good.
thing that threw people off about this game was the Cowboys did not play well against the Lions last week. And had they
didn't play
I
well in
think
the first
more
half.
people,
Yeah.
3 quarters.
But then they pull away. Let the record show that the only thing I can find on Twitter about you
He
saying
did, and I
Cooper-
tried to find it too.
The only person who tweeted
I did.
is Greg Braggs.
Yeah, I called him out.
Yeah,
on
Greg
Twitter
Braggs tweeted
about
that
it.
you said that.
Yeah, I snitched.
You
on
did
him.
not tweet.
Snitched on him.
I just brought up an interesting talking point on the show for discourse. Thank you very much.
Interesting and wrong.
Interesting and hey, listen, the guy played. Cooper Rush was
that could be
well.
the name of the show, by the way. Interesting and wrong.
New segment. New segment.
Just in general, this is this podcast. All right, what else we got here?
Alan Riniak, you want to do that one?
He already put Mark up.
Let's hit
Mark
Mark first here. He says, hey, boys, still Sunday here in England at 8:20 p.m. It's 9 o'clock now. NFL Game Pass was down worldwide during the first half and only caught the second half. Bears need a 3-tech.
You're right.
Wait, something was wrong with NFL Game Pass? No way.
Down. Yeah, ain't it?
No way.
They're really going out with a bang.
How the NFL can have by far the worst streaming platform is embarrassing, and never show any interest in ever fixing
I've been so against it going to whatever streaming platform it's going to. They're not helping me make my case all season. The NFL ticket was down like the first 2 weeks of the season too.
But it's better if Amazon gets it or if Apple gets it, because if the NFL puts it in their own hands, it's going to be a disaster.
One of the things I've learned this season is how well organized you are with things like streaming, your TVs, just the way you streamline the show. You're very good at that. Maybe I think there could be a role with the Bears for you streaming together what they need to do come 2023 when we are Super Bowl contenders. Who's with me? Bears Super Bowl contender 2023. Let's go. Well,
I'm going to give Bill Simmons a shout out for a second, because he sometimes talks about how he and cousin Sal should be like in charge of you know how Sunday Ticket has the 8 box, like all the games going on at the same time, and like they're sometimes showing the wrong game, like they're not really paying attention to which game's interesting and all this stuff. He's like, they should just put somebody like us who sits at home every Sunday and consumes this product in charge of this, and it would be way better. That's how I feel about some of this stuff.
I'm in a very, very hot Bill Simmons run right now. I literally every night I go to bed, I put on his pod, and it puts me right to sleep. And then I wake up 3 a.m. and I listen to 10 more minutes. The guy's incredible. He's really good at his job, and I think he should have that job.
Okay. Fine, but whatever you're doing right now, make sure you finish this podcast.
Don't go. Yeah, no. Middle of the night.
I was just trying to bring up a comp for.
Middle of the
I
night.
agree with you. I should be in charge of everything.
Sure.
Yeah, you can have that gig.
When it comes to streaming and NFL consumption. Well,
yep.
I can't wait for Carm's notes later.
Let's get to Alex, because you were calling for him.
I got some
sort of.
good ones.
He said linebacker is not an important position in the first place. Maybe tag him, Roquan Smith, but can't give him a big deal.
I think that's where it's going.
I agree. I got to be honest with you. If someone's willing to, I probably shouldn't say this out loud. If someone's willing to give you like a second-round pick for Roquan right now, I might do it.
Well, you know what would be even more interesting is if Ryan Poles would do it.
Well, here's why why I'm not sold, because if you okay, now I'm going to talk myself out of what I just said, because if you let's say you make that trade, well, now you got to get another good linebacker. And Nicholas Moreano's kind of proven that that's not that easy to do. Like, you can't just go out and pay any old inside linebacker
That's
to
why
come in. So you're going to have to probably draft one anyway.
Exactly.
And so now you're going to use that second-round pick on a worse Roquan Smith? You know what I mean? Like, and so what? The price of tagging these guys is not that bad. You have a ton of cap space.
Exactly.
Yeah, but when you
That's
go,
why you tag him.
He's the heart and soul of your
You have
defense.
so many holes to fill. You can tag them, and it's only a 1-year commitment. That's why you have to do it. You have other holes to fill first.
So I do think that's, in theory, okay, just tag him, pay him the going rate. It's 1 year. It fits. However, that you're forgetting that this is also a human being when you do that. He just went through a negotiation this year.
He could hold out.
And forget, no, and I'm not even talking about the hold out. I'm talking about his mindset coming out each week and the way he prepares. And I don't think that necessarily changes if he gets the deal that he's looking for, that all of a sudden Roquan becomes this consistent player that every single week you know exactly what you're going to get, because I think time has proven that this is what you're going to get from Roquan. Some weeks he's going to look elite, and some weeks you're going to be sitting there after the game scratching your head and say, where was he? But I also think if you just keep putting this down the road, it's just you're messing with him. I don't. It's not what you really want.
If you tag him, he has no choice but to play well, because eventually he will lose that tag.
Counterpoint, is he in that situation right now? And he's not really playing well.
No.
And I mean, they did the same thing to Allen
Bears are gonna
Robinson,
tag him.
and eventually fell off the cliff. Might not necessarily
Who?
this Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
He fell off the cliff. I mean,
See, look, our old friend Chris Hine, who used to cover the Blackhawks, now he covers the Timberwolves in Minnesota. He just tweeted, did anybody's 49ers-Rams game in Minneapolis just switch to The Simpsons? I could do this better. What is wrong with the NFL?
Well, maybe they had to show the Halloween. You know, those Halloween Simpsons used to be legendary. You know, so maybe they went back to that.
I am pro one of three things with Roquan. Either A, if you're not going to sign him, and it will suck right now, and I don't want them to do this, and I thought that your buddy Adam Johns made a great point. But look, 3 down linebackers, they're not everywhere. You don't. Roquan is the best player on the Bears defense. I don't think that's even arguable. So I'm not looking to move him. But if they're not going to sign him, if they're just going to tag him, then and you can make a decent trade, then I would say, okay, let's take the pain now of him not being here and know who the Bears are this year and play for actually trying to do the whole damn thing next year in a prolific way in Fields' 3rd year and get yourself a second round pick if you can, and then or you're going to sign him and make him a part of your future. That I just don't think you can. I don't want them to middle it. I don't want to see him play on the franchise tag next year.
Well, I don't care what you want. We're tagging him.
Bragg's already tagged him.
We're tagging him.
Shout out to Tom Gilmartin, who won the Justin Fields figurine giveaway.
There you go.
Way to go, Tom.
Gilmartin.
So,
Hey, we follow each other on Twitter. Tom.
Big T.
Congrats.
see, that should have made him ineligible.
Did you rig this for Gilmore?
I didn't just see.
Suspicious.
I knew as soon as
Way
I
to bring
came
down
out
our
of my
credibility,
mouth, I was like,
Braggs.
here we go. No, it's a coincidence. God.
All right, let's get to more super chats. And Carm, get your notes ready, okay? Did you actually bring a yellow pad this
Yes,
week?
I got it.
Notes on a notepad.
But I got to tell you, today's
Although Bears are 1-0 and you forget your yellow pad. Just want to point that
Today's
out.
notes were a little bit because it was such a roller coaster that I think I paused notes in the middle of it. So, but I've got a lot.
Let's
Don't-
do a couple super chats, then we'll
Yeah.
get to those. And then Nick will close out the show as usual with his report
I don't want to leave.
Hopefully
from
the Wi-Fi
Big
works.
D, which is really the big A because you're not in Dallas.
Wait, is Nick checking it?
We hope.
Yeah.
We hope.
I miss him.
This is from Joshua. Continuity. Let's just watch as they develop throughout these seasons. Spend some money on key positions next year and bear down.
Bears.
Yeah.
They want that, Joshua. I believe Poles when he says that he didn't want to mess with the locker room with the Robert Quinn trade. I think they want to build a team that feels like a team, if you will.
Can I have the one about Adam Johns? Because I need to address this.
From Shiv Jibber. What's John's shirt size? I have a present for him I'm bringing to the tailgate in honor of Komet's touchdown today.
Yeah, I'm not his wife. I don't know his shirt size.
It's a,
Yeah, you
kid,
do.
it's a
Where's a
kid's medium.
Where's a medium?
So, someone said schmedium in the chat
It's
after
a
this
kid's
question was
medium.
asked.
I'm just kidding. Actually, I think it's a large.
Kids large. Youth large?
Yeah, it might be a medium.
He's so cute.
Go medium or large. You'll be all right. I'm
Get-
looking
get
forward
him-
to seeing what this is, though.
Get him the large. His future is in a large.
I am laughing though because this is a reference to Cole Kmet's touchdown. Johns has done what you've done, Braggs, every single week with your Kari Blasting game, TD, and he has said his bold prediction every single week: Cole Kmet touchdown. This week he did not do that. Cole Kmet scored a touchdown.
Oh, so you're saying next week I shouldn't give out the Kari Blasen game, and then he's
But
going
then
to
bet the hell out of it.
Boom.
You have been, Lawrence?
No, I'm saying when you don't actually say it.
Oh, I
that's
see.
when we would actually
see.
bet on it. This is from Carlos. He says, it's all about execution. First half D was sleeping. Yeah, agree.
It was bad, but also the Cowboys are really good.
I feel like they averaged about 16 yards a carry in the first half
It was impressive.
and the second half. Max, I think, might not have been watching the show about 10 minutes when another super chat came through, but thank you, Max. Based on the assumption the Bears continue to slowly improve throughout the season, what are the top 3 position groups that need addressing this offseason and in what order of importance? A little different than the other question.
Wide receiver, offensive line, defensive line.
Not in that order.
Wait, say wide receiver.
Offensive line, defensive line. Just mix it up. Which best player available?
But if we're doing the orders, I would say that's awful tough between D-line and wide receiver. Offensive line is clearly third in my mind, of those three.
I put wide receiver first now.
Okay, so all right.
Because Justin needs some.
Yeah, give your dang Ferrari an engine.
But I guess what I'm saying is you could do a Kansas City Chiefs style. You don't necessarily have to get elite in here. You could be, and I don't know, it's a thin market next year.
What are you talking about?
The Chiefs trade.
They have an amazing quarterback, and
they traded their best wide receiver.
Yeah, and they miss him.
And they miss him. How badly do they miss him?
They do miss him. Watching the playoffs when they play Buffalo. Watching the playoffs when they play Buffalo.
As of right now, they don't miss him.
But they miss him. They went and signed Marquez Valdez-Scantling and I
understand what you're saying.
So it wasn't a premier thing. Let's go get Juju Smith-Schuster. We could do something like that.
The main flaw of what you're saying, though, is Justin Fields is not Patrick Mahomes.
He's not, but the main problem with what I'm arguing the big problem that the big problem that I'm also arguing is who do you have confidence on that defensive line that can do this consistently?
Your guy Justin Jones.
93 was out there today. I saw
93 is a good player. You also, I'm going to say this about him, he shouldn't be your best defensive lineman.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. That's a
trust
problem.
Me, Poles is going to go out and get pass rushers again.
Okay.
He had to trade away the old ones that they had. They're going to get newer ones.
Okay. Juju's a free agent, by the way. He wouldn't look terrible here.
Is he okay? I don't know.
I mean, I'm not.
Juju would have never came here.
Why do you say that?
Because he's a veteran wide receiver that wants to play for a team that has a chance to compete.
They need better than Juju. They need better.
I don't disagree they don't need better than Juju. If the Bears offered Juju Smith-Schuster $1 million more than Kansas City, he'd be playing for the Chicago Bears. I promise you. There's no, I won't come to Chicago.
$1 million more?
Yes, $1 million more. It's $1 million. All
right.
They're offering 7. They're offering 8. Where do you want to go? I'll go with the 8. Come on. He's gonna. This is not. These are human beings. Ethan Smith.
Ethan.
What up, Ethan?
He says, Adam, I guess not to either of you guys, but he says, why is 55 in the field so much? He was bad, so bad today.
We should direct that to Adam because that is not his guy.
So here was the downside of trading Robert Quinn. Because I've already been sitting here on this podcast for weeks saying, can we please get the young guys in for Al-Quadin Muhammad? And now they had to go in for Robert Quinn because they traded Robert Quinn. So there's not much I can do about this. I mean, I agree that the Bears should be questioned on this.
He started. Would you prefer Gibson and
But there has to be
Robinson?
a rotation. Like, you have to have a rotation.
They're going to get snaps.
And to answer Carm's pregame question, if we'd be talking about Kingsley Jonathan after the game, the answer is that is your one reference.
Yeah, I was told.
Somebody in the chat, Gary Ross.
Oh, yeah, you wanted to do this.
Gary Ross
go ahead
in the chat, play Kingsley Jonathan over 55.
Our guy,
I'm going to relax while you do this one.
Well, there's just a lot of guys out there covering the Bears, and our guy Josh Schrock over there at NBC, he had a piece on Kingsley Jonathan. I'm like, this dude's in the know. He's telling me that we're going to see. I was fired up for some Kingsley Jonathan. And now going through the defensive thing here, Jackson, Brisker, Morrow, Smith, Vildor, Gordon, Watts, Jones, Blackson, Gibson, Sanborn. That's in my notes coming up. Johnson, Robinson, Ebner, Scales, Joe Thomas. We didn't see him this week. Maybe he'll be right down the line. But supposedly Kingsley Jonathan is, they like him. He was undrafted. Buffalo took him. Buffalo cut him. The Bears signed him. He's been on the practice squad, and some of the defensive coaches said some positive things about Kingsley Jonathan, which does seem like his name should be Jonathan Kingsley, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm going to go out on a limb. All respect to Kingsley Jonathan. If he's your starting defensive end next year,
then we riot.
Then there's problem. Yes.
I agree with you.
I will riot with Braggs.
I agree with you, Hoge Adam.
Yeah.
This is not funny.
Can we do your notes?
Yes. Notes. All right.
My favorite part of the show.
So
He basically spent the whole time just making fun.
early on, Armand Watts had a couple of moments that he flashed. He actually tackled Tony Pollard early. That was a moment. So
Tackled somebody. That was a moment.
49.
Hoge with the early freak out on the uniform, so orange, and then Braggs jumps in. I hate it, and I'm like, I kind of think the
There's
uniform.
something wrong.
If they had
with
worn
them.
white on whites,
They
this
need a
would have
stripe.
never happened today.
They don't have a stripe. Look at it. I guess the Bears and regular ones don't either. Something's wrong with it. I don't like it.
I got no problem with
played
the
ugly
orange.
games.
They're 0-2.
2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
0-2 in them.
I'm getting an orange
Down with-
sweatshirt for next week. That's what's happening. Wow, okay, you can do that. Hoge with a Robert Quinn would not have done shit. That was after that first drive where they just ran right down the field on us. I think that was you, or it might have been Braggs. One of you two, you said it.
It was him.
Wait, what did I say? He wouldn't have done. Oh, maybe he wouldn't have made a difference.
Yeah. Well,
Well, I think someone made a reference to like
yeah.
how they were missing Robert Quinn. Yo, those holes were so wide open. He wasn't going to make a difference.
Yeah. Head of content also was chiming in at that point, Kevin Kaduk. I'm playing against Prescott. That was after Dak running into the end zone. We were having
Sorry, buddy.
We were having early meltdowns.
I may have celebrated one of Tony Pollard's touchdowns.
Let's see. On the EQ bomb, Hoge also with, "What are you doing, dude? Get off the field." That was I don't know if this is out of turn, but these were just.
Which one was that? I yelled at about Trayvon Wesco at one point.
You yelled it on the bomb to EQ to start the game, and you were
get off the field.
You were yelling. You already wanted him off the field, and that the Cowboys were playing with the hits principle. You were on fire a lot today. You also screamed out that Sanborn is playing. You wanted everybody to know that. And
Just let the record show. The one time I saw him the entire game, it was a negative play.
okay.
The record is shown.
It was a TFL.
Let's see. Okay, I wrote down here. Oh, Fields thinking extra yards. We haven't talked about that. He was running down the left sideline. He could have easily gone out of bounds, and he cuts back in. He gets cracked. Hey, Justin, don't do that. We want you healthy. We don't need you to pick up an extra couple of yards in the middle of the first quarter. That was not. It made me nervous as a Bears fan. 14-0 after one. The Tevin Jenkins face mask. They're ripping the helmet off of Tevin Jenkins, and we can't get a call.
Nearly almost ripped off his actual head.
Hoge
Not a penalty.
Hoge with the "I love how he falls forward" for David Montgomery.
He does. I think that, and in your response, I think when I said that was, "I love how much you love football."
That is what I said. You really love football like few people love football. The touchdown drive, I wrote down 68 yards of the 75-yard drive on the ground. That was sweet. Hoge, Lou Getsy knows what he is doing. Congratulations to Getsy on that. We agree. Dak quarterback sneak for 30 came right after that, followed by "I have never seen that before," which was Moose had that one. Then I got here Velus Jones Stonehands, which we all agree on. N'Keal Harry for the touchdown. Casey makes the notes for the first time with a solid wow. She said wow when N'Keal Harry scored the touchdown. Casey's been.
By the way, good moment for him.
It was.
I don't know how many moments he's going to have, but good for him.
Good moment.
Yeah.
Better moment for Fields. Good moment for him.
It was
Good moment
nice.
for Casey, too.
Good moment for
Great
Casey.
moment for Casey.
4th and 1 call on the 45. We haven't shouted you out for that one, Floos. That was on their own 45. You were screaming for it, Braggs.
Yep. It was
And what did they do? What did they do?
28-7, and they went for it on 4th down. They got it.
And what did they do?
And they got a touchdown on that drive.
What did they do on the play?
Don't remember.
That was the
ran
run.
it.
They
ran
hand
it
the ball
with
to David
Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah.
Fell
That's
for
right.
an extra yard.
Because he always gets that extra yard. And
Was
if you need one, the math says you'll get it.
And they proved early in the season. They proved early in the season.
The worst throw I've ever seen. And I watched Zach Wilson play football today.
They proved early in the season that they learned that Khalil Herbert is not the guy to call there. What's also was on that last sheet that was crumpled up was Adam Hoge having an absolute positive freak out when Josh Blackwell downed the punt at the 4-yard line, and he said, "I would be screaming at my Carmel players if they ever did that."
And I also freaked out.
Yeah, it was a
terrible.
terrible
Yeah,
play.
you were in the
You downplayed-
minority on
yeah,
that.
you were like,
you
"It's
were the only one that
fine."
was like, it was moving. He was in perfect position. He was already between the ball and the goal line, which is what you teach. You back up. You let the ball come to you. There was
What apparently nobody understands on this show is risk reward. There, if the ball was scooting right, if he misses it and it goes in the end zone, that's going to go all the way out to the 20. So that would be a 16-yard risk. The other way would be 3 yards. He's risking 3 to ensure 16.
So
that is a good risk reward.
When you go on a game show, you're just like taking the first thing they give you. You're like, yeah, that's fine. I'll take that.
No, see that
you get the first question on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and you're like, I'll take my 12,000, thanks. I'm done.
12,000 isn't like 1,000.
I don't know. What 100? Whatever the hell it was.
Well,
that's a 20-year-old reference. Shout out to Regis Philbin.
You're not completely wrong with that take, but you guys would be bad. You guys would be bad stock.
He
traders.
also had 3 other guys around him. Like
he doesn't know everyone who's around him.
He should.
Absolutely.
They're wearing
That's part of what
orange
you practice.
Frickin' clown helmets. They should figure it out.
The ball. He risked 3 yards. It was fine, by the way. And results are not the way we should judge these things, but it worked out very well.
The next play would have been a safety, for the record. If it had been
gained a yard, it was ridiculous. Sweet sidearm throw to Mooney. Remember that Fields one? That was a.
Credit to Fields. I challenged him on that last week. I was critical of him last week. The horizontal throws today were excellent.
It's on my notes.
On point. Good job.
Carm
a
notes.
couple play action rollouts where he fed it.
A little sidearm.
Carm notes greater than brag notes. There was a double move to Mooney. That was before the sidearm, which was sweet. The Herbert fumble. Got a little lucky on that one.
What the heck was that? How did they overturn that?
I have no idea. That was a fumble. But whatever.
I mean, he may have gotten it back, but I just didn't think there was a shot that showed that.
It felt to me like they wanted to continue to make this a game for the TV audience. I don't know what was going on. 35-23, Justin Fields gets sacked. Hoge, they've run out of plays. And then there was a Trayvon Wesco false start, which brought out further anger from Hoge. Why are you on the field? Then we had the Fields Frogger moment, which was
not good.
Not great.
I love that you called it the Frogger moment.
I mean, dude went full leapfrog. It was impressive.
It was funny because it happened so fast you couldn't tell who it was.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And so it was like they were like about to get to the replay, or they were just showing the touchdown celebration. I was like, who is the guy that just jumped right over him and didn't touch him? And then they show the replay, and I go, oh no, it was Fields.
It was not his job, but that's one that he should have done.
You got to touch him down, man. It's the NFL.
Quickly after that, 2:23 p.m., that's when Hoge declares Justin Fields is a good quarterback. Then we had the Fields or Lawrence conversation. Then we had the Cole Kmet touchdown. Then I wrote down that Nicholas Moreano is not a good linebacker after Pollard ran by him.
Let me have that one.
And then we celebrated when Justin Fields threw the ball away.
Disappointed.
Oh, I got really excited about that.
Yeah.
Disappointed in you. You didn't have the hits. You wanted me as the hits philosophy, the hits guy.
Oh, the hits coach. Yeah, I've named you the hits coach.
I missed that one. And I missed something early that you told me to write down that I didn't write down. It was in the second quarter. It was a tight end, I think. Somebody scored a touchdown or something that I didn't write. No, okay, never mind.
I think it was when the quarterback sneak when he said, I've never seen that before. And I was like,
no, I wrote
that down.
Nah, I don't think it was that. Okay, but that is Carm's notes.
I called the tight end from the Cowboys, Turd Ferguson.
That's who it was. Turd Ferguson. You're taking notes on yourself. I love it.
He did say that, though. Well, for the record, that was Jake Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson.
That's what I didn't write down. It was something to do with Jake Ferguson.
Who I have to. I'm obligated to tell you is the son of Barry Alvarez. It's a running joke because
that's what it was.
He was like the tight end for the Badgers for like 7 years, it seemed like. And anytime he would make a play, they had to make a reference to how he was Barry Alvarez's kid, like grandson, like no one's ever said it before. And so if you know how it is in college football, because you always get different announcers and different channels every week, and they all say the same damn things. So that was kind of funny. And then I thought it was funny that Adam Amin didn't say it. Also, I have a problem, though, because he did the cow lasso thing. He's from Wisconsin.
Yeah, that was weird.
I know you're a Cowboy now, but like
that was it. It was that.
When in Texas.
The Cowboy thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, he plays for the Cowboys. I get it. But you're not. You're from Wisconsin.
Well, he's trying to.
He should have been milking the cow instead of lassoing it.
That would have been amazing. If he had gone, I'm from Wisconsin, and he went with into a nice solid milk, that would have been cool.
Nice solid milk.
Get in there. What's anybody name the movie? Old school reference? Never mind. You guys keep going.
Oh,
is there anything left?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't think you do. I didn't go all the way there. If you do know, then that means that we really know each other well, which I have, by the way. I was going to put that in Carm's brain, not on the notes. It was like, we've spent some time together with some of the things you're on the level today.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about our...
Where's Nick?
He's in Arlington.
He's
Working, man. Where's...
He's working on the
Nick should be with us by now. What's he?
Where's Nick?
Is he doing
He's
one-on-one
talking
interviews?
to Cole Kmet. I just saw a video he posted.
Is he doing one-on-ones with the whole team? I mean, congratulations.
I
if
hope he is.
That'd be amazing. Great content.
Yeah, I
We
was
do
about
have
to
some,
do that,
yes,
but
we
then
do.
I got interrupted by Carm again. Pins and Aces. This read definitely changed since the pregame show.
All right.
What is going on here? Pins and Aces is the official golf apparel partner of CHGO. We love our Pins and Aces gear. We get tons of compliments on and off the course. They're family owned, which is awesome. It's a golf and apparel business. They make amazing polos, hats, golf bags, and even our favorite beer sleeve, which is my favorite product. Big sleeve. It's like a cooler in a sleeve. 7 beers. Zip it. Put it in your golf bag. No one but you know it's there. It's the best. And it keeps your drinks cold the entire round. Check out pinsandaces.com. Use code CHGO to receive 15% off your first order and get free shipping. That's pinsandaces.com.
One more golf round this week. Anybody wants to do it, hit me up on the old Twitter. I will golf with randos as I did on Friday. All right, and we can have that sleeve going on. You've got the best coverage for your favorite teams. Get fitted for the best sports gear around. How do you do that? It's with FOCO, F-O-C-O. They've got you covered with the slippers, the hoodies, the signs, the bobbleheads. I don't know what you're laughing at. I want to know. Everything in between. You can get decked out like our guy DeMar, who could use some help. Bulls get healthy. The perfect gift for the football fan in your life. FOCO's got you covered. The hoodies are awesome. And yes, it's going to get a little chilly out there. It'd be sweet to be in an amazing hoodie from FOCO as you come to our tailgate, hopefully, to hang out this coming Sunday. Bears, Dolphins, noon. Let's go. Check out FOCO.com, or you can click the link in the description below. For all non-presale items, use that promo code CHGO, and you get yourself 10% off. FOCO. What was funny?
There was a comment on Turd Ferguson, which was just like word for word what the actual skit is, and it made me laugh because it's really funny.
There we go.
Turd Ferguson, you buzzed in. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. You know what that's from?
No.
Saturday Night Live. The Celebrity Jeopardy
Sean
skits.
Connery is, Trebek.
Well, Norm Macdonald plays Turd Ferguson.
Correct. The great Norm Macdonald.
I'm trying to think if there's anyone we haven't shouted out, by the way.
R.I.P. Norm. I love Norm.
Hey, Eddie Jackson. There's one. Eddie Jackson.
Solid game.
Andy became captain.
4 interceptions. Andy's your new captain, which the Bears, like, weirdly just tweeted out with, like, a copyright C, little fanfare, but whatever.
Led the team in tackles. Had a pick. Was maybe the most physical Eddie Jackson that I can remember. Dude's throwing shoulders big time.
I think Eddie Jackson's played great this season and has looked like a leader befitting of that captain patch. He has. And leading a young secondary around him. I can't speak enough about, and like you said, some of his tackles have been really, really well, which isn't his strong suit. Everybody knows how he plays the ball, but he's been tackling well as well. I think Eddie Jackson's had a great year.
Talking nonsense too, giving a little intimidation out there. Big day for him. Also a big day for a guy down in Dallas.
I'm just curious how maybe Nick can find this out this week when he does his hard-hitting reporting from Hallis Hall.
Bang, bang.
How they came up with Eddie Jackson as the captain. I'm curious to find that out. Was he the next one when they did the voting before the season? Was he the next guy in line? Did they do a new voting? Or did the coaches just decide themselves? Because I'm still just surprised how David, I think Eddie's deserving, but it always surprises me when David Montgomery, one of your hardest playing players on the field, isn't wearing that C on his chest. So
See, I heard that they let Nick pick.
They let Nick pick. That's what it was.
So Nick, can you confirm?
I cannot confirm that. Is the Wi-Fi better? Can you even
You
hear
look
me?
great.
Does
Yeah,
this work?
yeah. It looks
Okay, so I moved from my spot earlier, and I've isolated myself on one of these
You're
tables.
in a
Really nice
closet.
venue here in the press box. Yes, I'm in a closet. But actually, Eddie Jackson was asked about how it felt to wear that C on his jersey today, and he said he was voted on by the peers. Don't know if that was from, like you guys were just talking about, the previous vote, or if this was this one. So I'll have to get some clarification on that. But he said it was a blessing to be able to wear that. It's unfortunate that he got that honor because Robert Quinn left, but he said it was a blessing that he was able to wear the C on his jersey.
Who'd you talk to, Nick, in the locker room other than Eddie?
Yeah, I was able to talk to Cole Kmet and just kind of ask him about, well, you finally got into the end zone. How did that feel? He said it was a well-executed throw by Justin and was able to, capitalize on that play. I also asked him about his holding penalty that he had where Justin Fields ran down the right sideline. Like, what did you see on that? He said once he saw the flag that he didn't think it was on him initially, and he said he's going to have to go back and watch the tape to see, ultimately that they got them. But he was surprised that the holding penalty was called on him because that negated a huge run for Justin Fields. Well executed, other than that holding penalty by Cole Kmet there. So asked him about that, and also just about the offense in general. Why is it working? And credits the run game. They know, he said going into this game that everybody knows the Bears are going to run the ball, and they were doing that even despite being down a lot in this game. That they're going to lean on that. That's going to open up plays like the touchdown that Cole Kmet had, and that's what their identity really is, that they're going to run the ball, and that even though Dallas knew that coming into this game, they weren't really able to stop the Bears rushing the football. Bears could say the same thing about Tony Pollard, but that's what Cole Kmet was saying about the offensive performance.
that was not a hold.
That was
Not
not
a hold.
That was
Only small coaching point would be to let go a little bit earlier because Fields was already by him, but the hands were inside. That was a really ticky-tack call. I think they called holding on Braxton Jones a little bit later too.
Didn't
the
like that
same
one.
drive. That was also ticky-tacky. Just all of a sudden in that point in the game, that was weird that they did that. Nick, what was the overall vibe, whether it was coming from Eberflus or Fields or the locker room? I mean, because I got to be honest, my takeaway here, it sucks I gave up 49 points. The defense has a lot of issues, but dude, the quarterback has been looking good, and like that's the thing that matters most. So is there like any positivity going on there because the offense is a thing?
The offense is a thing, the offensive juggernaut that the Bears are these last 2 weeks, you guys. But I asked Dante Pettis too, like, okay, looking what you guys did against New England, even in this loss to the Cowboys, what's kind of the overall feeling? He's like, you can't have a lot of moral victories in the NFL. So I think a lot of the guys in that locker room just expect more from themselves in terms of what they're capable of doing against some of these better teams in the league. But it did feel like, it's like a loss, but like you just mentioned, Adam, Justin Fields looked good. Justin Fields was out there performing, making plays with his legs, and obviously making some good throws throughout the game. So it was a little bit of a mixed reaction, depending on who you talk to. Obviously, defensive players are very upset with themselves. Roquan Smith called this embarrassing, and Eddie Jackson was also asked about that. He was asked, Roquan called it embarrassing. How would you kind of characterize it? Yeah, if it's embarrassing, then it was embarrassing. Looking how they played. So defensively, those guys in that locker room are not happy. And even some of the offensive guys, they just know that obviously they put up points 2 weeks in a row, but this time it didn't end up in a win. So still a lot to be fixed, but it's kind of a mixed reaction.
Was there any talk about the absence of Robert Quinn? The defensive line got taken to task today. Couldn't stop pretty much any run that Dallas was throwing at him, and didn't get much of a pass rush most of the day. Any talk about how much they missed Robert Quinn's presence?
So Justin Fields actually touched on it a little bit in his press conference because it was kind of an emotional week with Robert Quinn leaving, but he said that's just the NFL. Like, you're going to have these ups and downs, and he thought that the offense had a good day or a good week's worth of practice, and it kind of sounds very reminiscent of Matt Eberflus every time he gets to the podium. But yes, that happens in the NFL, and obviously the defensive line. I don't even know if Robert Quinn makes much of a difference in this one, you guys, because they're getting manhandled all game. So, obviously they're going to miss Robert Quinn, but it's bigger than that in terms of what the defensive holes are for this current Bears defense.
I don't think Robert Quinn played a lot today, but I did just check his stat line, and he did register a QB hurry in the Eagles' big 35-13 win over the Steelers.
He's got one quarterback hit, and that's it.
Oh, that's a hit, not a hurry.
Yeah.
So he got to the quarterback once.
Got to the quarterback once, didn't make a tackle.
I don't think he played a lot, though.
Go 94. Yeah. Did you hear Fields, Nick? Did you get a chance for Justin's take on how it went?
Yeah, so got a chance to listen to the back half of Fields' press conference, and one of the kind of quotes I wrote out real quickly, just again on the offensive performance, he said, "Our offensive coaches have done a great job figuring out what we do good as an offense. You know what each player does individually well, so we're figuring that out, and I think that's a credit to our success for sure." And yeah, you're seeing what the Bears' identity. They're running the ball, you guys. There were some of those designed runs still in this one. The first touchdown of the game for Fields, designed run. So the credit to, again, the coaching staff taking that mini bye and assessing what are the strengths of this Bears team, and you're seeing it produce some points so far. And then he was also asked about the hits piling up. It seems like every single week after the game, we're asking Fields, about the hits he's taking. And he said the only hit that I was mad that I took today was the first run of the game. I think I should have just ran out of bounds initially, but yeah, football is football. You're going to get hit.
Carm was right.
Glad he said it.
Boom. Live and learn.
I wish we had more time to ask for the clarification on the 2-point conversion, where he just, I would have to see that play again, where he absolutely got annihilated by the defensive lineman, where Field was looking left and had no idea that the defensive lineman was coming to, just take off his head there. But
yeah, they didn't really show a replay. I have to rewatch. My initial just hunch was that this on the quarterback. They're not recognizing who is hot there, but when it's a defensive lineman like that, because that's a D lineman. Sometimes when it's a safety or a blitzing linebacker or something, like you can kind of understand the quarterback not seeing it. D lineman almost tells me like a missed blocking assignment.
But I think we were kind of discussing amongst each other here. Some of the Bears beat that Riley Reef may have had some factor into why Justin Fields got completely demolished on that play. But again, like you, I have to go back and rewatch and see what happened.
All right. Yeah, good stuff, Nick. I guess I just got one more question. If you could compare the locker room feel, which is hard to do, but Cowboys game to the Commanders game, any comparison to the utter disgust that was being felt after that Thursday night to what it's like in there today?
So again, kind of going back to what I said earlier, I think it was there was more positivity even in this one, but it's still like there are a lot of those players that are looking at this performance knowing that they could have done better. But like Washington was just, you were down, right? There was just a complete utter embarrassment of what they had done on Thursday Night Football and just how they performed, couldn't put up points. But this was a little better, but still, I think collectively the team knows they're better. They can put a better outing than what they showed today, giving up 49 points and, still scoring 29. But it was better, but not by much.
And like offensively, it's almost like more frustrating now looking back at the Washington game. Because even as Getsy said this week, he's like, I liked what we did offensively in that game until we got to the 5-yard line.
Right.
Like,
Yep.
They were moving the ball against a good defense, and then they just couldn't score. And now you see today, like, they could have won that game easily.
They should have won that game easily.
It's crazy. So that's going to be the game that I think stings all season. It's like, even today, you should be 4-4 instead of 3-5 because you should have won that game.
Right. And in this NFL, you're very much alive.
All right. Most important thing I've been meaning to ask Nick all day. How great was the spread? It's the best menu available in any stadium, and they have a candy bar. I'm so jealous that you got to experience all this today in that stadium.
Well, Adam, so I didn't know about the candy bar. I'm someone that always goes out and buys a bunch of candy before games, and I'll like eat it throughout the entirety of the game. So I didn't buy any this game, and I'm like, oh, there's a candy bar here. There's all this spread of food and all the coffee machines like from the future. Like we need to get that at Soldier Field House Hall. And I'm not even someone that drinks a lot of coffee, and I had it. I'm like, okay, this place is awesome. We need to get all of this to Arlington Heights, a new stadium that's going to be built there, Carm. And I think the Bears they'll be in a better place for it.
Well, don't even talk about the coffee at Soldier Field. I mentioned this before. They don't serve coffee there. They serve hot dirt water.
Yes. Yes. That is
burns
very
your
accurate.
mouth. It's too hot.
I have a question for Nick. I want to know how the mustache was received down there in Texas.
needs his
Good
cowboy
question.
hat.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I did get a compliment from Caitlin Sharkey. She said, "Nice mustache, Nick." I'm like, "Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you. You're the only one that's complimented me on the mustache." But that's about it. There wasn't
Come on.
too much emotion, I guess. But I think it might be coming up tomorrow. We'll see. Who knows?
Everyone's
I
just
go through
jealous,
phases.
you know? And Sharky's the best. So she's a nice person. Everybody else is just jealous.
I mean, that's that's also the attention to detail that the Shark Tank brings to the table. Other people just not noticing what's going on. Shark Tank is there.
Oh, absolutely. I see from RM here in the comments, does everyone think you're an undercover cop, Nick? You're gonna blow my cover, RM, if you keep talking like this in the chat. So
Good point.
He does look like movie cop.
This has something
We've
to
gone
do
over
Like
this.
Super Troopers.
Super
what,
Troopers,
yeah, I was going to say, which Halloween costume does this have to do with? Just come clean.
oh, it was Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso.
Oh, again. Okay, second time I screwed up
yeah.
today.
You should have watched Friday's show. It was a great show, produced by yours truly.
Okay. I'll go. You know what? I'll
I
listen
have the
to it on
Believe
my way
mug
home
too.
today.
I have the Believe mug too. I had it all. The whistle and it was the quotes. Like I had it all going at him.
Did you have the quotes?
I had a quote about the goldfish. 10-second memory.
Sure.
Did Paula
That's about it.
Face Singleton just give us a super chat and not say anything?
Well, she did underneath.
Yeah,
the
it's
Super
underneath.
Chat.
Oh,
I was
there.
going to
Here
make
we
a
go.
note of it, but good eye.
All right, Nick, be a goldfish. We'll see you. We'll see you back when you get to Chicago. Travel
work,
safe. Good stuff.
Sounds good, you guys. See ya.
Later, Nick.
Love it.
Can't wait for him to show up here and lose on the ping pong table like the.
Wow, you wait till he leaves.
Beat him one
You
time.
wait till he
Yeah.
leaves.
Classic
wait till
talking
he
shit
leaves.
after he
So
leaves.
here's
Let's
what
go,
Paula said.
Nick.
Paula says, I believe in this team. Roquan has to be better, and this defense has to play their spots. Too many missed tackles. Can't use Quinn trade as an excuse for bad D-line play.
Paula, they're going to play so much better next Sunday with that D. I feel you.
Well, that's what I want to hear from Corey tomorrow when you guys have him on is the gap integrity, because it just felt like when they ran the ball, it was like the Red Sea parting. I mean,
it was-
the holes were huge, and
The A gap
I
turned into
get
the
they have a
ABCD
good
gap.
offensive line. They block well, but my goodness.
I was really disappointed in the A gap today.
Paul, I too believe in this team. To get the over 6.5 wins this season, we need 4 more. Which reminds me, we should play that game. We've played it a couple times, and then we'll get out of here. Can we find 4 more wins on the schedule?
We can.
Dolphins,
Yes.
Lions,
Yes.
Falcons.
Yes.
The first place Atlanta Falcons, by the way.
Tough game.
Maybe.
New York Jets.
Sure.
Who
Done.
won that game today, by the way?
Not the Jets.
Not the Jets.
The Patriots won.
Patriots won.
So you got the Lions
4 right
twice.
there.
You got the Lions twice still. You got the Jets game.
I'm going, yeah.
Those
Packers.
those 3.
Packers at home suddenly looks different.
I know, but I already picked them against the Packers, and I looked like an idiot. So now I'm
You're now 6-2 on the season,
so
Braggs.
now
You're doing
I'm
all right.
worried about that one. But yeah,
Eagles, no. Bills, no. Lions, maybe. Vikings, maybe.
That's
They
the
can do it. They can get 4 more.
They got to win this week. Got to beat the Dolphins.
that's the frustrating part as a fan. I mean, at the end of the day, you don't care win or loss. You want to see development from your young players, especially Justin Fields, the foundational players. Justin being the most important, but all of them from Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, whoever, you know. And so it's tough because when, like Kevin said during the game, man, if they had only won the Washington game, they'd be 4-3 right now and not 3-4. And the further you go into the season, now if you start losing games, you're going to be like, man, why the hell did we beat this game? Why did we win this game?
Listen,
you know, because now we could have.
There's a reason why we did that draft, though, a couple weeks ago that everybody hated about the most ridiculous losses the Bears have had, because that Washington game was one of them. Like, and they're not supposed to be like that anymore. Today was different. You give up 49 points. You played a really good team. No one thinks his defense is great, and the offense came around. Win.
Listen, I see the Bears on the verge of a 5-game win streak. You beat
you don't.
Okay.
Oh my!
We don't have time for
We
that
got to get out of
nonsense.
here.
How
But
about
Adam,
this
thanks-
super chat,
thanks,
though,
Adam.
for Kevin Fishbane? We got to start the
He's
movement
back.
again.
He's back.
I like Kevin Fishbane.
Mark's like, really? I can't
I
even
mean,
go
why
there.
can't I celebrate a win over the Dolphins? And you beat the Lions, you
Yeah,
go
no.
down to Atlanta, you take out the
It's-
Jets, and then you beat the Packers.
This team is not winning 5 straight games.
No chance.
Benedetto, you
Benedetto.
will you will live in the moment, damn it. And
I am living in the moment. They just gave up 49 points
They-
and
best
couldn't
case-
tackle anyone.
Yeah,
All right.
best case scenario is they go 3-2, and that's it. They're either going to go 3-2 or 2-3, and it'll depend on if they have another ridiculous loss or not in there.
I like their chances going into the Dolphins game. I don't want to give away my picks
All
because
right,
then
so-
Corey Wooten's going to start copying off me.
I'm with you. Chubbs 82. We're together. Me and you, buddy. We're going to win 5 straight. Season ain't over.
Chubbs is my guy.
I love his dog in this little photo. here.
Chubbs
It's
is
so
my
great.
guy.
Bears.
He's been a good friend and supporter of what I do for a long time. And he's the biggest meatball fan you will
That's
ever
fine.
meet.
That's
I
fine.
guarantee he doesn't want to move out of Soldier Field.
I love
if
him.
you dare suggest a better draft spot or even suggest the word moral victory, he might rip your head off.
I'm with you, Chubbs. We're not leaving Soldier Field. I am working on getting the mayor in here. I'm going to give my
Picks the Bears to
proposal.
win every single week. He hates when people talk about when they're right or they're wrong. Just Bears.
Okay, we don't need
That's
to
why I
know.
love Chubbs.
We really learned a whole lot about Chubbs right there.
Well, and he's got a cute dog.
Exactly. All right. Well, that was a great show, guys.
No, hang on, hang on,
We're
hang
not
on.
done. We're not
Don't
done.
try to end this quickly. We got to put something up on the screen real quick
Oh boy, here we go.
And-
before we get out of here.
And thank you to everyone, by the way.
Quickly, while Lawrence is getting that ready. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say thank you. I've noticed just, the people viewing, as the numbers have stayed the same the whole way. We appreciate it.
Yeah, but
Thank
here's
you.
the thing, though. There's not enough likes.
Yeah, I was
don't
gonna
know,
say.
it's not that
Likes.
hard to just hit a like button.
Yeah, but okay.
It's not
the
that hard.
like button.
I'll give you a
Chubbs.
perfect example. In my fantasy football league, which I know you don't want to hear about, our commissioner does a video every single week, okay? And it's a private video. It gets posted on YouTube. Only people in the league can see it, not the public. So 6 people watch it every week or whatever it is. It should be 9. I hit the like button every week, just out of principle.
Out of principle.
It doesn't do anything in that.
I-
It's a private video,
I
but
just-
still, I do it out of principle. Hit the like button.
I don't want to yell at you. I'm the one here not yelling at you, but I would really appreciate it if you would hit the like button. Benedetto just yells at you. Hoge yells at you. I'm just like,
Hit the like button.
It'd be really nice if you could hit the like button as we are continuing to build everything here at CHGO. It is of great help. And Philip, I'm with you, buddy. Love the show except for Carm. I will remember that as I go to sleep tonight. As I'm being the nice guy here to saying, would you please? Here comes Philip over the top at me. Philip,
Adam Westby.
Carm,
I
you're the best.
Really.
I love you,
Kevin
Adam, for the Kevin Fishbane bit is hilarious.
this is a good one.
Yeah,
Much appreciated.
He was underwhelmed by it though when I told him about it this week.
Was he really underwhelmed?
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't.
I didn't get enough love from him either, actually.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't know what it
Like,
is.
dude, people are paying to say your name on this show. You should be thrilled.
Yeah. Let's end the show though on a somewhat happy note. I wanted to share this earlier. My wife sent me this photo during the game. It's a big group. You got Jeff Dickerson's parents, son Parker, friends,
Aw.
neighbors from the neighborhood, all watching the Bears game. They all wearing the JD sweatshirt. I was really sad I wasn't there today with them, so I wore my JD sweatshirt today too, and just wanted to share that with everyone. He is still sorely missed, but it was cool seeing all those great people out today. Unfortunately, the Bears didn't come through with the victory, but it was an entertaining game. This is not a tape I'm dreading going back and watching tomorrow morning. This is going to be like a fun rewatch, even though they lost.
I'm bouncing out of here today. I'm bouncing over to go do my grades, which this
No,
show.
you're not. You're going to the Blackhawks game.
I'm going to the Blackhawks game. It's a 6:00 puck drop. I'm going to be doing my grades for the next 40 some odd minutes to get it out there. So Kevin Kiddick will be pleased with that part of me. And yeah. I also put one to Lawrence. Do you see what I just sent you? Any chance? No.
We got to go.
Yeah, we got to go. Okay. Hey, happy birthday to my amazing niece Grace Carman, who turned 16 years old and won her soccer game 1-0 yesterday.
Yes.
And is doing great work over there at Lane Tech. So happy birthday to GY, the leader of our family.
Thank you, everybody, watching, listening. Please rate and review the podcast if you're listening. hit the like button, subscribe, notifications. Happy Halloween to everyone. Be safe out there as you're trick-or-treating. And we'll be back here at noon tomorrow with Corey Wooten on the show. Hoge and John's coming up live at 5 if you want to catch that as well. 3 idiots talking football. Thank you for watching and listening.
Hey, Bears, head up. 5 in a row.
The Bears.
Let's go.